wanna spread your love, you wanna spread your love.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Triple D's Comics. We're going to talk about the comics I'm most excited for coming out this Wednesday, so let's get into it. So first up, we're going to talk about Black Lightning Cold Dead Hands. Now this is very important because DC is rebirthing their Milestone imprint line, which is basically all the black superheroes you know and love that aren't getting all the love they deserve. You know, your Black Lightning, your Icon, your Static. As to why they didn't pick me to do the Static comic is beyond me. Cold Dead Hands, starting at the very ground bottom, we're going to see a very early Black Lightning, so you won't have to know anything about what happens in comics before this, because the last Black Lightning comic that came out was probably before I was even alive. Next up is Justice League 32. Justice League, I don't read. I didn't like the first couple of issues. I don't have that kind of time to waste on that kind of nonsense. So I said, absolutely not, I'm not going to read this. I'm only reading 32 because it is a tie-in with DC's Dark Knight story. Dark Knights, for you don't know, basically Batman summons these evil 7 Batman, on accident of course, not purposely. Summons these 7 evil Batmen, and they're running wild all over the DC universe. Like, they are just taking a massive dump on this thing. And so the Justice League is now here to combat the threat, to fight them, to, you know, to throw hands, if you will. And it's just a continuation from last week's story. They've been fighting them for about, I guess, a week now in comic time, in real time, who's to say. So I don't read Justice League, but I have to read this because it's a tie into the story. So I am excited for it. Next up, we have Batman, the Devastator. The Devastator is one of the 7 Dark Knights. It is a amalgamation of Batman and Doomsday. I think that's a really weird choice, seeing as Doomsday is not a Batman villain, but DC's going for it, so, you know, they've been doing good work with this story so far. I'm not going to tell them not to. Next up, we have Batman White Knights number 2. Batman White Knights is a hypothetical story if Joker is cured of his psychosis and his insanity, or whatever other psychological hinderings he may have had. And through that, it's very interesting because we all know, because, you know, Joker's a criminal mastermind, so he's very smart. But because you're evil, always feels like you're evil because you're not evil, but you're smart, and you're also evil because it's hard to be a mastermind if you're not smart. Once you strip away the insanity and the psychosis, you really start to actually see how intelligent this character really is. But it's very, very light on the action. I think this is going to be more of a more exposition type of story. So if you're not into that, I wouldn't recommend it, but it looks like it'll turn out to be a classic. Lastly, we have Image's Paper Girls. Now you'll notice there are no Marvel comics in this lineup. That is because I do not like Marvel comics, really, but I'm not sure how many people really do, but that's a video for a different time. Image has this comic called Paper Girls, so any kind of Paper Girls no one's ever heard of, and it's in the same vein as Stranger Things, where you have these 4 kids go on this crazy supernatural wild adventure, whereas Stranger Things is more like creatures and small townness and stuff like that. This is more like time travel, but it takes place late 80s, same like 4 character type archetype. And it's really good if you're into that kind of thing. They're very, very similar in style and feel. So far in Paper Girls, they haven't really explained as to why everything's happening or what is really happening. You're just kind of along for the ride for the first 16 issues. So in the 17th one, they're really going to get in like, okay, this is what's going on, this is why this is all happening, which is cool to finally understand, okay, where's all this nonsense coming from? Why is all this nonsense happening? So I'm very excited for that, and I'm glad they're going to finally clarify that. It's been too goddamn long. I want to try to give away digital comics, free digital comics, not physical ones. It's a pain in the ass to ship. It'll take me forever to get it to you, so I'll just give you a digital code. If you drop your name in the comments below, this week is going to be X-Men Gold 13. Marvel just relaunched their lineup. It's called Marvel Legacy now. That's the thing. And this is the first issue in the Marvel Legacy run, so don't have to worry about any continuity stuff, or it'll be at least a very good jumping off point to get into this particular comic. They're probably only like a trade or two, like a trade paperback, prior to this, you can grab those two if you really want to get into the story. But otherwise, get issue number 1 in Marvel Legacy, X-Men Gold 13. That'll be all yours. Just drop your name in the comments below. You'll get a digital code for Marvel's app. Everything will be fantastic. So thank you for watching again, and I will see you guys again Wednesday.